Imagine walking into a house filled with the wonderful, sweet, delicious smell of bread baking in the oven. You sit and wait for what seems like hours to hear the ring of the timer signaling the bread is done. When it finally does ring, it is like music to your ears. You cut yourself a big slice and slather it with butter. The warm, moist bread nearly melts in your mouth. You wish you could stop time and savor that last bite forever. Nothing tastes better than fresh bread made in your very own kitchen. With the help of a bread machine, baking a perfectly shaped, delicious loaf is simple and requires very little preparation. Today, I'm going to show you how to make brown sugar banana bread in my very own bread maker. There are a few very important rules to remember about bread making. The first very important rule is to always use exact measurements. This is the key to successfully making a loaf. The second very important rule is to always add the ingredients in the exact order given in the recipe. In general, you first add the liquid ingredients, then you add the dry ingredients, and finally you add the yeast. Also, it is very important to use fresh ingredients, otherwise the bread will taste very stale. Now that we have the ground rules, let's get started. First, you want to make sure your bread machine is placed on a countertop or tabletop that is very sturdy and that is very close to a wall outlet. Now, open the lid and carefully take out the bread pan. Now, you want to attach the kneading blade to the inside of the bread pan. Also, you want to determine what size loaf you are going to make. You can either make a 1.5 pound loaf or a 2 pound loaf. Today, we are going to make a 1.5 pound loaf. Now, we are ready to get started. First, add 1/2 cup of milk. Next, add 1.5 cups sliced bananas. Now, add 2 tablespoons butter. Now, you want to crack open 2 eggs, but you want to be sure not to let any eggshells in the bread pan. Now, add 1.5 cups all-purpose flour. Next, add 1/4 cup of white sugar, followed by 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now, add 1 teaspoon of salt. Then, add 1 teaspoon baking soda. Now, with your index finger, make a very small indentation in one side of the flour mixture. Now, carefully add 1/4 ounce of yeast to the small indentation. But you must be very sure not to let the yeast come into contact with any of the liquid ingredients. Now, very carefully, insert the bread pan into the bread machine. Close the lid. You want to press the menu button until the sweet bread program is selected. Then, you want to press the color button to choose the desired crust color. In this case, I'm going to choose a medium color. Then you want to select the loaf size, which in this case, we already said we wanted to make a 1.5 pound loaf. Finally, press the start button. It takes approximately 3 hours for the baking cycle to complete. Once it is complete, you simply press the stop button, open the lid, pull out the bread pan, and flip it upside down. You will end up with a perfectly shaped, delicious loaf of bread that looks just like this. This is a great, simple way to make a delicious treat for your entire family, and I can guarantee it is a taste to die for. No one can resist the wonderful taste of homemade bread.